Hey everyone, welcome back to Phoenix Digital Portal. If you've ever wondered about the intricacies of becoming an EU citizen, you've come to the right place. This video aims to dispel myths and provide you with comprehensive information on the pathways to EU citizenship. So, grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's unravel the facts together. Introduction to EU citizenship. To start with, let's establish what EU citizenship actually is. EU citizenship is a status automatically conferred on nationals of EU member states. This means if you hold citizenship in any of the 27 EU countries, you are also an EU citizen. This grants you the right to move, live, work, and study in any EU country, and even participate in the political life of the Union, such as voting in European Parliament elections. The concept of EU citizenship was introduced by the Maastricht Treaty in 1993, aiming to strengthen the identity and unity of the EU and its citizens. Misconceptions about EU citizenship. Number 1. EU citizenship can be acquired directly. One of the most widespread myths is that you can apply directly for EU citizenship. This is not true. EU citizenship is intrinsically linked to the citizenship of an EU member state. To become an EU citizen, you must first become a citizen of an EU country. This can happen through naturalization, birth, descent, or marriage. Unlike a traditional visa or residency permit, EU citizenship is not a standalone status. Number 2. EU citizenship equals EU residency. While EU citizens have the right to reside in any member state, holding EU citizenship doesn't automatically grant you residency status in every EU country. Residency is a legal status that might require additional steps like registering with local authorities, proving financial stability, or obtaining health insurance, depending on the host country's regulations. For example, an Italian citizen moving to Germany must comply with German residency regulations, such as registering their residence and securing health insurance. Number 3. Marriage to an EU citizen automatically grants EU citizenship. Another common misconception is that marrying an EU citizen will automatically make you an EU citizen. While marriage can facilitate the process of acquiring residency and eventually citizenship, it does not grant automatic citizenship. Each EU country has its own naturalization laws, often including requirements like language proficiency, a certain period of residence, and a clean criminal record. For instance, in Spain, marriage to a Spanish citizen requires the non-EU spouse to live in Spain for at least 1 year before applying for citizenship. Number 4. EU citizenship can be bought. While some EU countries offer citizenship by investment programs, these don't mean citizenship is for sale in the traditional sense. These programs often require significant financial investment and a thorough due diligence process to ensure the legitimacy of the applicant's funds. Cyprus and Malta, for example, have such programs but require significant investments and adherence to strict regulations, including background checks and residence requirements. Number 5. All EU countries have the same rules for citizenship. A common misconception is that all EU countries have identical rules for obtaining citizenship. In reality, each member state has its own laws and regulations regarding citizenship, which can vary significantly. For example, Germany requires 8 years of residence for naturalization, while Portugal requires 5 years. Additionally, language requirements and integration measures can differ greatly, reflecting each country's unique legal and cultural context. How to obtain EU citizenship. Number 1. Naturalization. The most common route to EU citizenship is through naturalization. This typically involves living and working in an EU country for a specified number of years, proving your legal residence, and applying for citizenship. Requirements and duration vary from country to country, so it's important to research the regulations of the specific country you're interested in. For instance, in Germany, the naturalization process generally requires 8 years of legal residence, though this can be reduced to 6 years with significant integration efforts, such as completing an integration course. Applicants must also demonstrate proficiency in the German language and knowledge of the country's legal and social systems. In contrast, Italy requires 10 years of residence for naturalization, but only 4 years for citizens of other EU countries. Applicants must also demonstrate proficiency in the Italian language and integration into Italian society. Number 2. Marriage to an EU citizen. Marriage to an EU citizen can expedite the process of acquiring residency and, eventually, citizenship. However, it still requires meeting the naturalization requirements of the specific country. For instance, in France, a spouse of a French citizen can apply for citizenship after 4 years of marriage, provided they have lived in France for at least 3 years. They must also demonstrate proficiency in French and integration into French society. Similarly, in Ireland, a spouse of an Irish citizen can apply for citizenship after 3 years of marriage and 1 year of residence in Ireland. The application process includes demonstrating good character, knowledge of the Irish language and culture, and integration into Irish society. Number 3. Citizenship by descent. If you have EU ancestry, you may be eligible for citizenship through descent. This means if your parent or grandparent was a citizen of an EU country, you may be able to claim citizenship through them. The rules for citizenship by descent vary by country, so it's essential to check the specific requirements. For example, Ireland allows citizenship by descent for individuals with Irish grandparents, provided they register their birth in the Foreign Births Register. Similarly, Italy grants citizenship by descent, jus sanguinis, if an applicant can prove unbroken lineage to an Italian ancestor. Number 4. Citizenship by investment programs. Some EU countries offer citizenship by investment programs. These allow individuals to obtain citizenship by making a significant financial investment in the country. However, these programs are often subject to strict due diligence and eligibility criteria. Malta's Individual Investor Program (IIP) is a well-known example, requiring applicants to invest in government bonds, real estate, and a national development fund, as well as proving residence in Malta. Similarly, Cyprus offers a citizenship by investment program that requires significant investment in real estate or business ventures, along with stringent vetting processes. Additional considerations. Dual citizenship. It's important to note that obtaining EU citizenship can have implications for your original citizenship. Some countries do not allow dual citizenship, which means you may have to renounce your original citizenship upon acquiring a new one. For example, Germany generally does not permit dual citizenship, except under certain circumstances, such as for EU citizens or in cases where renouncing the original citizenship is particularly difficult. Legal and bureaucratic processes. The process of obtaining EU citizenship can be complex and time-consuming, often involving significant documentation, legal procedures, and costs. It may require legal representation or consultation to navigate the intricate requirements of the specific EU country you are interested in. This is especially true for citizenship by investment programs, where the financial stakes and scrutiny are higher. Language and cultural integration. Most EU countries require a certain level of language proficiency and integration into the local culture. This often means passing language exams and demonstrating knowledge of the country's history, culture, and political system. For instance, the Netherlands requires applicants to pass a civic integration exam, which tests Dutch language skills and knowledge of Dutch society. Remember, becoming an EU citizen is a complex process that requires careful planning, thorough research, and possibly legal assistance. If you're considering this journey, make sure to understand the specific requirements and regulations of the country you are interested in. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to Phoenix Digital Portal for more insightful content. And if you have any questions or need further assistance, feel free to leave a comment below. We're here to help.